The pension cash dilemma. Act now or wait. With a government budget on the horizon, whispers and worries about pension rules are getting louder. Should I take my 25% tax-free pension cash now, or should I wait and see what happens? It's a dilemma that pits the security of having cash in your hand against the potential for your pension pot to grow larger if left untouched. This isn't a simple yes or no answer. It is a decision that depends entirely on your personal circumstances, your financial goals, your attitude towards risk. The uncertainty is real, but making a decision based on panic is rarely the right move. The core of the issue is this: a future government could, in theory, decide to change the rules on how much tax-free cash you can take from your pension. They might reduce the 25% figure. They might lower the overall cap on the total amount you can take tax-free. This possibility creates a sense of urgency for some people who are approaching the age of 55, and for those who have passed 55. They feel a pressing need to act before any potential changes are announced and take effect, locking in the benefits that are available under today's established rules. Understanding the current rules of the game. Before you can decide whether to act, you must first understand the rules of the game as they exist today, on the 26th of October 2025. Right now, the system allows most people to start accessing their defined contribution pensions from the age of 55. It is important to know that this minimum age is scheduled to rise to 57 from the 6th of April 2028. So if you are younger than that, this decision may be further down the road for you anyway. The headline benefit that is causing all the current discussion is the ability to take up to 25% of your total pension pot as a tax-free lump sum. This 25% is a significant perk of pension saving. For example, if you have saved a pension pot worth £200,000, you are currently entitled to take £50,000 of that completely free of tax. The remaining £150,000 must stay invested in the pension, and you can then draw an income from it as and when you need to. Any money you draw as income from that remaining pot is taxed at your marginal rate of income tax, just like a salary. So, if you are a basic rate taxpayer, you will pay 20% tax on those withdrawals. However, there is a ceiling on the total amount of tax-free cash you can take across all of your pensions, currently set at £268,275. While acting out of panic is a bad idea, there are some logical and strategic reasons why taking your tax-free cash sooner might be right for you. First, lock in today's rules. If you value certainty, taking your 25% now guarantees it under current regulations. If a future government cuts the allowance, you will have already secured your tax-free portion. This can provide real peace of mind, especially if you have an immediate use for the money, clearing an expensive mortgage or other debts. Second, inheritance tax planning. Money left inside your pension is normally passed on free of IHT, but taking the tax-free cash out can be a powerful IHT planning tool. Once you have the cash, you could make gifts to your children and gifts to your grandchildren. Under current rules, if you live for 7 years after making the gift, it falls outside your estate for IHT. That lets you pass wealth to the next generation and potentially reduce a future IHT bill. Third, bring your retirement plans forward with limited financial harm. Maybe you plan to access your pension in a year or two. Bringing that forward a few months to get ahead of the budget might not derail long-term projections. This is relevant if you want to stop working before state pension age but need a cash bridge. A small timing adjustment could be a worthwhile trade-off, allowing you to start the next chapter of your life sooner. Fourth, making the most of your ISA allowance. If you still have room left in your ISA this year, you could move part of your tax-free cash there. It keeps the money growing tax-free and gives you more flexibility with future withdrawals. For every good reason to act, there is a corresponding pitfall to avoid. The biggest trap of all is making a decision based on fear rather than a concrete plan. The headlines can be scary, and the thought of losing a valuable pension benefit is unsettling. However, rushing to withdraw cash without a clear purpose for it is one of the worst financial mistakes you can make. If the money just ends up sitting in a low-interest bank account, its value will be eroded by inflation, and you will have given up a huge benefit for no good reason. Always ask yourself, what is this money for? If you don't have a good answer, you should probably pause. The second major drawback is the loss of tax-free growth. Money held within a pension wrapper grows free from income tax and free from capital gains tax. This is a powerful engine for wealth creation over the long term. For example, £100,000 growing at 5% a year would make £5,000 in its first year. If you take that money out, that growth stops. It's also worth remembering that a cut to the tax-free allowance may never actually happen. Governments often hesitate to change benefits that are so widely valued, and any reductions are likely to include protection for existing savers. The decision to take your tax-free cash now or wait isn't one to rush. It's worth taking a step back, looking at your goals, and thinking about what you really need the money for. Do the maths, understand your options, and make sure the choice fits your long-term plans, not just the moment. Because when it comes to pensions, a little patience and planning can go a long way towards securing your future. And remember, the best financial decisions are the ones made with clarity, not urgency. Stay informed, stay thoughtful, and your money will work smarter for you. Thanks for watching.